All right, good morning, guys. Time now 7:04. We're just coming up on 7:05 this morning, making sure that I've got our live stream pulled up. Looks like I'm also getting some viewer pictures sent in on Facebook. Give me just a second. I apologize for the little bit of a delay here. There we go. Okay. So appreciate you guys spending some time with us here this morning as we stream live on the 10 News app, on Facebook, on YouTube, on other streaming platforms. Some of you might have the day off with it being the Martin Luther King Day holiday, but if you're like me and have to work on this Monday, we got to get you ready for what's out there so far this morning. A little bit of snow in different parts of the area. It's been scattered. It's been light so far, but temperatures have dropped into the 20s in parts of the area. So anything that has fallen is starting to stick in especially the New River Valley, the Highlands, and also in Bedford County. I saw a report out of Amherst of a little bit of snow as well. So there you can see in the 20s where road temperatures have dropped below freezing. So this is in the NRV into the Highlands where you see this baby blue shading. Temperatures right around freezing at road level in Roanoke, Bedford, and in Lynchburg. So again, even though things are scattered and light so far, things could start to turn pretty slick. I've seen reports from VDOT of Grayson, Wythe, and Bland counties seeing some icy spots on mostly side roads. Here's Interstate 64. You see the yellows there. This is Allegheny County into parts of Rockbridge County. Our storm chaser was in Clifton Forge earlier this morning, and so we're rolling on that. We'll have video for you later on, but they've been in Clifton Forge where the roads have been snow covered. A buddy of mine lives just north of Covington as you go toward Falling Springs, and he said he had a pretty nice dusting there as well. So keep your pictures, your videos, your reports coming to WSLS.com/pin it. In the meantime, this is Wytheville. Sorry, I have to kind of look over here. Wytheville and Blacksburg, you can see a little bit of snow on the side of the road there in Wytheville. Blacksburg, the parking lot there is snow covered. But as I've been looking at some other VDOT cams, this one off screen is around mile marker 125. That's Christiansburg Mountain. I've also seen 118 mile marker 103 around Radford. Most of the snow is off to the side of the road. And the interstate looks to be just pretty wet. But again, if you have to be out this morning in portions of the New River Valley, Giles, Pulaski, Floyd, Montgomery, Wythe, Bland, Grayson, Carroll counties, do use a little bit of extra caution. Douglas, good morning. A little snow on your birthday. There we go. Happy birthday, Douglas. And for those of you that have the day off, enjoy it. If you have to be heading out to work, again, just use a little extra caution out there. So we're going to go into the timing of all this here in just a minute. But again, if you do have pictures at any point throughout the day today, we'd love to see them. We'd love to share them. WSLS.com/pin it. So, okay, let's get to it. There you see this one narrow ribbon of moisture moving through. And I'll kind of break down what we're seeing on radar here because some of it is deceiving. When I look at some of the observations in Martinsville and in Danville, the air at ground level is very dry. So it looks like snow there, but it may not be necessarily accumulating. In fact, as I'm kind of talking over this, I'm going to pull up our Martinsville Skycam to see if that's showing anything. Let's see if that works. Sometimes it takes a second or two. So there's Martinsville, and you can see, yeah, nothing falling, nothing sticking. You do see the clouds up above, but the air pretty dry at ground level in Martinsville and in Danville. So not much coming down and sticking just yet. I did see a report out of North Roanoke County of maybe a little bit of snow sticking to some of the cars. Might be seeing that around Bent Mountain as well. And Sandra, I see your question. Going to answer that in just a little bit. I'm going to work through what's going on right now. Then I'll give you the hour-by-hour timing of it, and then I'll show you how much we expect across the map. So nothing in Henry right now. Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate that. This is going to be kind of an off and on thing for us here as we go throughout the day. But there you see Montgomery County just to the south of Blacksburg now. Looks like that's where most of the snow is falling. Again, it's pretty light. Haven't seen any reports of an inch or more or anything like that, but everything moving off toward the from west to east so far. I'll put that into play mode here And you can see just kind of how that's unfolding and drying up a little bit as it moves along parts of the parkway there. So this is not the only thing that we're tracking. This is not just an early morning kind of thing. Pamela saying she's got snow in Clifton Forge. That's where our storm chaser is right now. Nothing in hurt, at least for the time being. But I want to show you guys something that I'm noticing right here. Look toward the southeastern corner of Tennessee, and that's where you see the moisture starting to build in. So this narrow ribbon of moisture, pardon my horrible art there, is what's going to be moving in our direction. Roads covered in Pulaski. Thank you, Sandra. Rocky Mount just flurry, says Melissa. SK Shannon sticking on some areas, 24 Stewartsville. So again, some of those more rural areas starting to see things sticking a little more, whereas some of those main roads have been pre-treated and brined. I was driving back from Asheville yesterday and going through Tennessee and up and down 81 and everything. You could clearly see the salt marks there. Flurries in Bassett. Thank you, Crystal. So again, we'll continue to see this area of moisture moving in from the south and from the west, and that's what's going to lead to more snow starting late morning and into the afternoon. That's when I think things become a little more widespread for us, whereas this morning things are starting out pretty scattered. Even though it's light, as you saw from Sandra there in Pulaski, it's sticking to the roads. It has stuck to roads in Clifton Forge, in other parts of Allegheny County as well. Snowing in Roanoke City, though probably not sticking just yet, and if it is, it might just be to car surfaces. Already an inch and a half there, right on the Smith and Wythe County line in Gross Close. This is that's probably around exit 54, I believe. So already an inch and a half there. More to the west, less to the east. Snowing in Salem, Brandy. I would assume that that's not really sticking just yet, and if it is, it's to the car surfaces, I would imagine. Let me pull up one of our cameras off to the side, and actually do see a little bit of a dusting there around exit 137. So that's pretty interesting to see. It's mostly off the road. It's mostly on the grass and everything like that. But Heidi, snowing Smith Mountain Lake. Debbie, snow in Floyd. So again, starting to see that materializing. But again, late this morning and into the afternoon is when I expect the most accumulation to happen. So here we are after 10, 11 a.m. And there you see that ribbon of moisture that I was tracking in Tennessee starting to come into the picture. That's 2 p.m. That's what radar may look like. Joel and Vicky in Blue Ridge, driveway covered, dusting on the grass. Roads in Pendleton and Highland County, ice and snow covered. Dusting in Fincastle, sticking to the roads there. So again, you guys are just as much a part of this coverage as we are, because, you know, can't be absolutely everywhere as much as we would like to be, and we make every effort to show what's going on everywhere, but it really helps to have your ground truth as well, so we appreciate that. Here we go through the rest of the afternoon. Road conditions will continue to be poor at times. And then heading deeper into the evening may actually end as a rain-sleet mix in Henry, Pittsylvania, Halifax, and Charlotte counties. But things deeper into the evening will start to turn a little more scattered for us. And then heading into the overnight, you've got this one last band, which is mostly going to be near into the west of the Roanoke Valley. So the New River Valley, the Highlands, adding another light accumulation overnight. And then as we start to get some drier air working into this, by midday tomorrow, most of us are dry. Still slick, I think, for tomorrow morning's commute, and I know a lot of schools are already off today. I would imagine that we'll have some schedule changes tomorrow. I'm not a superintendent, so I can't make a call on any one school system, but I would imagine that there will be at least some changes heading into tomorrow, so teachers and students potentially getting a 4-day weekend. Let's go ahead and show you the totals that we're expecting. And as you saw there from, I forget what your name was. I want to say it was Jonathan in Gross Close in Smith County. Could see some isolated higher totals than what I've got marked here in areas west of Interstate 77, parts of Bland, Wythe, Grayson counties. But in the white, you see there Grayson, Wythe, Pulaski, areas like Blacksburg, Giles, Bland, Craig County, Allegheny, Bath, Highland counties, Greenbrier, Pocahontas counties. That's your 2 to 4 inches of snow, mostly near and to the west of areas like Covington and Clifton Forge. In the dark blue, this is going to be parts of Carroll County, Floyd County, Roanoke, Franklin, Patrick, Bedford, Amherst, Nelson, Rockbridge, Botetourt counties, a coating to 2 inches. Keep in mind with some elevation differences, there could be some isolated higher totals. And as far as south side is concerned, so parts of Campbell, Pittsylvania, Henry, Halifax, Charlotte, and Appomattox counties, that's anywhere from nothing to an inch. Let's see here. We've got about 10 minutes left to this cut-in, so I will direct you guys. I've done zone-by-zone breakdowns. So we have the 5 zones: the New River Valley, the Highlands, the Roanoke Valley, the Lynchburg area, South Side. I've done a zone-by-zone breakdown of these totals. Posted it to Facebook. It's also on WSLS.com in our Weather Authority Alert Day article. So what you need to know about this storm: it's impactful for sure. Yeah, it's already sticking to the roads in some parts of the area. So I would say that's impactful. You guys are going to have to monitor road conditions, and we'll do that for you with our crews and everything here. It's our first chance for legit snow in quite some time. That's everything this is. But what it isn't is it is not a crippling snowstorm that's going to keep you trapped for days at a time. At least for most of the area, that is what this system is not. So I want to set some expectations for you there. The cold is going to keep you inside, especially by Wednesday morning. And that's the other component to this Weather Authority Alert Day that we've issued, is that this is going to be some big league cold settling in, especially Wednesday morning, that you've got low temperatures 7 to 14 degrees. That's cold. That's the coldest we've been since Christmas of 2022. And with a little bit of wind, it could add an insult to injury. And this is where you see the wind chill perhaps below 0 first thing Wednesday morning. So you see that's most of the New River Valley, most of the Highlands, most of the Roanoke Valley, basically areas along and to the west of the Blue Ridge Parkway. The wind chill, we factor that in because once it's windy, you get this layer of warm air in between your skin and the cold that's then kind of taken away by the wind. So that's why we mention that, and that's why we say when it gets below 0, it's potentially dangerous if you're going to be outside for a long period of time. It's not like what they saw in the Midwest. Parts of the Dakotas had wind chills like 50 to 60 below 0. We're not going to see anything like that, but this is just a little sliver of that. So if you're just joining us, again, thank you guys for doing so. Let's see here, waiting to see if we have any pictures. Snowing in McCoy, Blacksburg. We got a report of a little bit of snow there. We've seen that on our live camera from Virginia Tech. In fact, I'll pull up that camera right now in addition to the one in Wythe County. And you can see, especially in Blacksburg, where the snow has covered the parking lot there. Looking at some cameras on I-81, it does not look as though the interstate is covered, though. Some side spots are. That's even the case up into areas like Salem. I've seen that, and I'm just going to hop off camera here because we've got other things that I'm looking at on a different computer here, including some of the cameras from VDOT. So yeah, all the way up into North Roanoke County, seeing some snow on the grass and everything, whereas the interstate is not yet covered. That is also the case, I believe, I'm trying to get this pulled up, again, Botetourt County. So you see that light dusting there. Are the roads going to be bad for most of the day due to this snow? I do think so, especially late morning into the afternoon. Once we get that more steady band of snow, that's when I think our road conditions will start to go downhill. Right now, it's just kind of patchy. And some side roads. I did see somebody mention Route 24, Stewartsville in Bedford County. Pendleton County, Highland County is icy right now. We've seen a number of icy patches according to the Virginia Department of Transportation in Grayson, Wythe, and Bland counties. You see Tech there is covered in the parking lot on the right-hand side of your screen. Downtown Wytheville seems to be in good shape, but you do see the snow on the side of the road. And again, as I mentioned earlier in this live stream, you guys are just as much a part of this as we are. This is a two-way street here. We want to see your pictures, your videos. You send those to WSLS.com/pinit, or if you have our weather app, you click on the camera icon, and it's clear as how to go about sending pictures, videos, things like that. Let me backtrack a little bit here. We've got an update that's going to be live on the Today Show at 7:26, so I will have to hop off for that. But you do see Allegheny County, lots of yellow spots indicating slowdowns on Interstate 64. I did see some snow on the interstate around mile marker 16, and I would have to assume that would also be the case, especially as you go west towards some of the higher elevations of Allegheny County. Ashley saying a coating in Bedford so far this morning. Appreciate that report. And there you see our first little band of snow. And again, what's weird is you see the snow here, Martinsville, Danville, but a lot of that is evaporating before it hits the ground. And again, what I'll do is I'll pull up the Martinsville sky cam here and see if that is confirming what I'm saying. And yeah, you hardly see anything actually making it down to ground level. So the atmosphere moistening up in Southside. It already has done so, though, in places like Carroll County, Floyd County, Patrick County, Montgomery, Pulaski, Wythe, Giles, Bland counties, where we've seen some accumulation. How is it in Ferrum? So far, so good. There might be a little bit of a dusting in Ferrum, but at the moment doesn't look like any kind of major issues. I'll show you future tracker here, guys, and then I'll have to hop off of the live stream. Again, things start out scattered this morning, but then as we go late morning after 10, 11 a.m. and through the afternoon, that's when you see snow being pretty widespread. Ashley, do I think there will be more than 3 inches by any chance? Isolate in your part of Bedford County, we've got you at coating to 2. If there's a slight uptick in moisture, and by that I mean like 1/10 of an inch of liquid, then yeah, you could potentially see up to 3 inches, but right now we've got you coating to 2. If it's 2 inches, if it's 3 inches of snow, it doesn't make a difference really, other than what you measure. It's still gonna be slick out there and snow covered heading into the afternoon and evening as we see that stripe of snow continuing to move through. Joan, thank you for that report. Not seeing anything in Cave Spring as of just yet. And then deeper into the evening we go. After 9 p.m. or so, that's when things will start to turn a little more scattered, but you'll continue to see off and on snow showers in the NRV, in the Highlands, in higher elevations of the Roanoke Valley up until about 7 or 8 a.m. or so. And then as drier air works its way in tomorrow by midday, we're dry. Brandy already getting white in Fancy Gap. Diana, Lexington right now about a coating to 2 inches. I do have to hop off here, guys. I hate to just cut and run, but we have a live update coming up in 4.5 minutes. Everything I said here is on WSLS.com. It's in the first article that we have about the Weather Authority Alert Day. And in fact, it's more specific, broken down by each of our 5 zones. So if I didn't get to answer your question here, hopefully that question is answered on that article and throughout our updates here as we go through the next few days. So stay warm, stay safe, enjoy your Monday, and probably talk to you guys at some point later today in another Appcast. Have a good one.